Welcome back to another episode of Off the Dribble, featuring myself, Aashrith, and my co-host Chetan. We just recorded an episode earlier today, actually, recapping most of what we thought free agency would be. We agreed that teams are making moves across the NBA, but it was a bit dry, right? Like we saw, players that we expected to be moved get moved. Like the most interesting thing happening being LeBron in free agency in 2025 is not a good sign. But then the Milwaukee Bucks decided to take the cake. Now, we got the notification first that Myles Turner went to the Bucks for a 4-year, $100+ million deal. I mean, we assumed that he'd get money. We thought maybe that the playoffs would have taken that money away. But then Damian Lillard, still probably a top 10 point guard in the NBA, gets waived. Now, the previous largest buyout in the NBA's history was in 2001. Some player whose name I can't pronounce, $33 million, I believe. This is $113 million, almost quadruples the previous record for the largest buyout. What is Milwaukee doing?
I don't know, man. I don't know. They're paying someone for no reason. So basically, he's gonna get paid that contract, and if another team wants to offer him a contract, he makes that money too.
Yeah, and so because I think Lillard's worth at this point in this NBA is probably around $35 million, let's say.
I mean,
So he's getting paid.
now.
He's getting paid 22 per year for the next 4 years.
Yeah.
So now he can just make $13 million a year from a different team to comp what he thinks his actual value is.
Yeah,
which is crazy.
I mean, I still think he's a good enough player. Not obviously his talent level is going to go down after suffering such a bad injury, especially with his age. I think he's 34.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, having an Achilles injury at that age, it's going to be hard to still sustain that level of play. I mean, we've seen KD do it. I don't know if he'll be able to do it, but a lot of teams can use him. I don't think he's going to be playing next season. Will be out for next season, so whoever does offer him a contract will probably have to play a year without him. But I mean, I've seen the Miami talks again, like for every single player. I highly doubt he'll end up going there, but it'll be interesting to see where he goes. I think a lot of teams could use a star point guard like him and would maybe want to take the chance.
You know where he's definitely gonna go? Phoenix. 100% he's gonna go to Phoenix. It's such a Suns move. Like they're gonna sign him for the low, 3 years.
They're not gonna use him this year. He's just gonna be hurt. I don't get why they want to do that.
You get Lillard, you get Devin Booker, Jalen Green, probably the worst defensive lineup of all time. It's Suns or Lakers, bro. I promise you, he's going to one of those places. It's such a stupid move. I don't know who in the league would even need him at this stage, because I feel like the issue with the NBA is that there's too many point guards.
I feel like a bunch of teams already have decent enough options where they wouldn't want to go out and maybe spend more money, especially with the second apron and everything. It makes it a lot more harder. Teams just can't throw money on another player just to take a chance like that anymore.
Do you know where I'd like him? I'd like him in Orlando.
Orlando would be cool.
I think Suggs would mask the defensive liability of Damian Lillard, and Orlando doesn't really have consistent outside scoring. I mean, now they have Desmond Bane, but I think a lineup with Bane, Franz, Paolo, all plus defenders, Lillard can afford to be a minus and still end up playing well.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I think the bigger thing with this is Turner going to Milwaukee. Obviously, the shocking part is him going to Milwaukee instead of another team. I think it's crazy how you went to your most rival team. Yeah, I didn't think you're getting paid close to $27 million a year. Even if you played a slightly better playoff series, even average close to 15 points per game and a little bit better defense, I feel like they could have walked away with that championship. He played very, very poorly. that fit with Giannis could be cool because he can shoot the three. He can space the floor. People still consider him a good defender, I guess. So that fit could be cool. I mean, they have Bobby Portis still. So I mean, you have like 4 power forwards on your team technically with Kuzma, Turner, Giannis, Portis. Like, I mean, I guess that's those are the players you're trusting to take you all the way.
Portis is cool. Giannis
Yeah,
is obviously Giannis,
Giannis
but Kyle Kuzma, bro, come on.
yeah.
I think the worst part is that so as of right now on their depth chart, Kevin Porter Jr. is going to play the point for this team. And they just traded Pat Connaughton in 2 seconds to the Hornets for Vasil Micic to be their backup point guard.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. Like this is like
Yo,
this is like
I think he dropped 30 last year in the game.
He was on the Thunder for a year and a half. He was a EuroLeague MVP. Like he's one of like the best players in EuroLeague history, but it just doesn't translate in the NBA because like it's a lot more physical, I think, and he's not really as athletic to keep up with like any point guards really in the NBA. He's like decent off the bench for like 10 minutes a night. He can give you a couple of threes. He's a pretty good passer, but if they're expecting him to give you like starting caliber minutes, like that is really bad. And I think the bigger topic of discussion here is like, I don't know how you managed to screw up like what should honestly be the best player in the NBA in Giannis. Like really like a really well-rounded like two-way player. Like we don't really see many people too often. So as dominant as he is. And he already has notions of wanting out. So you cut the player that he recruited here. The only player he's ever really wanted in Milwaukee has been Damian Lillard. Now we can say the fit didn't work out or whatever, but you cut him to sign Myles Turner. Now, Chris Haynes is like stupid with like 99% NBA players, but he's like Damian Lillard's like best friend. So he just reported that Damian Lillard felt like betrayed by the Bucks. That's not a source. That's Damian Lillard telling Chris Haynes that I feel betrayed by the Bucks. And Chris Haynes is also related to Giannis's wife. And he said that Giannis feels clueless about what the Bucks are doing. The source is Giannis's wife. Like the source is we're getting real accounts from like 2 of the people involved from one reporter about how they really feel about this. And the fact that you don't ask Giannis before cutting Damian Lillard, like if you want to make a move with like Bobby Portis or like Myles Turner, like go for it. But cutting like the second best player in the team and you don't even tell Giannis before it happens, that's crazy to me.
Yeah, I agree. I think that'll probably maybe influence the decision of what he's gonna do a little bit more. I don't know if he does request a trade, it would be kind of crazy because a bunch of teams could be like, I fuck what we're doing right now. Just like let's throw all the assets for Giannis. I can see a lot of teams doing that. It'd be cool. Yeah, I mean the Spurs, Giannis on the Spurs could be cool. Maybe they trade Fox. Maybe they trade. That'd be cool. But that's all hypotheticals. But again, like I don't know why they cut their only like viable option for a starting point guard. Even though he's hurt, like I get it, but like let him recover. Like he'll come back. He can still give you 24 points per game on like 6 assists and like it's still a great 3-point shooter. It's not like he relies heavily on like athleticism to get to the rim or anything like that as a player anyway. So I mean, I think that team I don't think we fully like saw the fit with both of them at the same time either. Like I think they've both also been hurt in their respective times. Like it's not a terrible fit also. Like I don't think we've seen the full potential, but yeah, I agree. I think it was a bad move by them. If Giannis does end up wanting to leave, I feel like this would be the reason why he makes that final decision.
And bro, like all the teams that have the assets to get him are in the West.
Yeah.
Like we're just trading another guy to the West. Like, and like there's a situation. There's an easily plausible scenario where the Rockets trade like 4 to 5 first-round picks alongside like Şengün and Cam Whitmore for Giannis. And they keep most of their core with Kevin Durant and Giannis and Amen Thompson and Reed Shepherd and Jabari Smith and Van Vliet. Like what are we doing? Like it's and there's like the Spurs could get him. So you have Giannis, Wemby, and Harper, or like I don't know who else. The Knicks maybe could make a play at him.
Could potentially get him.
Fuck you, bro. The Thunder could make a play at him. They could trade Hartenstein, Casey Wallace, and like 6
Fuck it,
firsts.
we'll give them Nas, Jaden, and Julius, and Dante. I'll give them Rob. I'll give them everybody, bro.
I'll give it me.
Like, come on. I think every team all teams that are contending in the West have like the assets to go out and get him. Like, it's not that. I don't think it's that hard.
Yeah, bro. It's just so irresponsible.
If it were to happen and the Bucks did it right, they could get a haul out of it. But at the same time, if you request a trade, you don't really have too much leverage.
Yeah, like people know he wants out,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know what his contract situation is off the top of my head. He signed an extension. So, oh boy, he has a player option in 2 years. Okay, so he's under contract for 2 more years, this season and the following season.
Okay.
So he could really have a lot of leverage if he requests a trade next offseason.
Mm-hmm.
But this, like, bro, like if you're gonna cut Lillard, at least have a viable option at point guard. I feel like Kevin Porter Jr. and Vasil Micic as like your 2 options for a team that's supposed to be contending in a really, really, really weak East is really bad.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, like, do you think this is a good move for Indiana not to pay Myles Turner?
No, I don't, because like you're only gonna lose like 1 year of Tyrese. I mean, if you sign Turner to another 4 or 5 year extension, like you still have your core locked up for another like 4 years. I mean, maybe that playoff performance, especially that finals performance, influenced them. But I don't understand. Like, he's the longest tenured player on your team. I think they were prepared to pay him. I don't know if I read the report correctly, but was it like 20 mil?
3 years, 60 mil was the one that was the contract they offered him.
So like 20 mil a year. So I mean, he's getting 6 mil more. Yeah, I feel like now apparently DeAndre Ayton is a potential suitor to go to Indiana because they have the MLE and the mid-level exception, and that's like approximately what his price is right now. It's like the MLE. So I mean, I think that would be kind of cool. That would be a kind of cool replacement. They're not going to be competitive next year, but like I think they did him wrong. I feel like they could have paid him a little bit more, being the longest tenured pacer, like helping them go to the finals. Like I think he played very well throughout the playoffs, except for the finals. So I mean, I think they did lose a fan favorite, if anything.
Yeah, because right now his starting center is Tony Bradley.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. I mean, maybe they want to get like Cam Boozer in the next draft. They're looking at like maybe another center prospect in the next draft. I know it's what a lot of East teams are looking like. Like Boston is looking to get a high lottery pick next draft. Indiana, I guess. But damn, bro, one player goes down and a championship team from the previous season is breaking up. Like,
yeah. Like
seeing what potential Ben Mathurin move might come up if they don't want to pay him either. Like, it's a lot of pieces to lose for a team that, magical run or not, they made the finals.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Yep. Yeah. I mean, you see it happen a lot. I think when teams kind of realize, like, I feel like they probably realize, like, with that roster, they reached they had like a ceiling that they could reach potentially, and then that was like getting to the finals. Maybe they didn't imagine themselves making the finals with that same roster in the same situation again. So maybe they wanted to make a change.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm more impressed, I guess, about what Milwaukee's doing. To be honest, like this is like blatant negligence of having like probably the greatest player in the franchise's history, like just chucking his prime away. Like I don't know. Maybe they see something we don't. But
yeah, I don't think they see something that we don't. But yeah,
I don't think anything else we gotta talk about.
Yeah, I don't think there is. Like I said, this is our second episode. We also releasing a longer episode that just goes through like a little bit more free agency and everything what happened. So, but we will continue making episodes like this as this offseason continues and players get re-signed or players opt out of contracts and things like that. And we'll have our different segments that we'll do coming soon as well. So keep following us on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok at OffTheDribble Pod, and we will see you guys next episode.
Peace.